Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Valen Pangestu, uh, with NRP to 2042221010, and my friend.
Amalia Rahmadani with NRP 20422211072.
Okay. Uh, Now we will present about TCP and UDP. Next. Okay, what is TCP and UDP? TCP or Transmission Control Protocol is a connection-based protocol, which means that each connection must be established but before data can be sent. This ensures that the data sent arrive at its destination and can be verified. TCP is used in applications that require reliability and high data transfer speed, such as email, website, and Skype. TCP operates as the transport layer in the OSI or Open System Interconnection Network Reference Model. TCP uses a three-way handshake mechanism to ensure that the network connection between computers is properly established before data begins to be sent. In addition, TCP also has the ability to control the flow of data sent and receive confirmation that the data has been received correctly. Next.
And the UDP is User Data Protocol, is a non-connection based protocol. This means that data can be sent without going through a structured delivery process. Very fast data transfer, such as streaming media and real-time online gaming. UDP is a datagram-oriented protocol, which means each message is sent as a separate unit without regard to previous or subsequent message. UDP operates on top of the IP or Internet Protocol in the TCP or IP protocol suite. UDP is widely used in the DNS or Domain Name System protocol to map domain address to their associate IP address. DNS requests and responses are sent using UDP, which allow DNS requests to be handled quickly and efficiently, especially in scenarios where fast response are prioritized.
Okay, this is the paper that we review with uh, the journal is talk about improving protocol capacity for UDP or TCP traffic with model-based frame scheduling in IEEE 802.11 operate WLANS. Next.
So the background of the research is in LAN network that use IEEE 802.11. There are collision problems that can affect throughput and data transmission delays. Number two, previous research has attempted to increase throughput or service differentiation in IEEE 802.11 DCF by modifying the backup function or tuning certain system parameters. And the last is one research effort is to introduce a model-based frame scheduling scheme called MVS to increase protocol capacity in IEEE 802.11 lanes. Next.
Wait. Okay. Next, proposed solution. First, the MFS SIM is introduced as a solution to improve protocol capacity in WLANs. By utilizing a model-based approach, MFS optimizes frame scheduling by estimating network condition and introducing scheduling delays. This optimization is designed to enhance network performance for both TCP and UDP traffic without necessitating modification to the IEEE 802.11 standard. Number 2, MFS allows each node to estimate the current network state by tracking the number of collisions experienced between two consecutive successful frame transmissions and calculating current network usage to determine scheduling delays before a node attempts to transmit a pending frame. Third, to accurately calculate current network usage, an analytical model was developed to describe data transmission activities in WLANs operated by IEEE 802.11 with or without RTS or CTS mechanism.
So the research gap in the journal include the need to address issues such as the hidden or exposed terminal problem, external interference, and self-interference and overlapping channels in the derived analytic model to extend the proposed work to mobile ad hoc network. Additionally, there is a gap in the literature regarding the incorporation of a parameter tuning method in IEEE 802.11 to achieve the theoretical capacity bound, especially when dealing with IEEE 802.11 DCF without the RTS or CTS mechanism. These gaps highlight areas where further research and development are needed to enhance the performance and efficiency of wireless LAN protocols. Next.
Okay, next is method. The research in the journal utilized an analytic model to characterize data transmission activities in IEEE 802.11 operate WLANs to obtain system throughput. The model considered protocol details from the IEEE 802.11 standard and throughput overhead in the physical and MAC layers, accommodating scenarios with and without the RTS or CTS mechanism. Additionally, simulation-based performance studies were conducted using the NS2 simulator to evaluate the proposed model-based frame scheduling or MFS SIM in terms of collision, throughput, inter-transmission delay, and fairness. The MFS SIM was implemented in NS2 for the simulation study.
And the conclusion is, number one, based on the analytical model, a base model is proposed frame scheduling scheme called MVS to increase the achievable throughput in a LAN. In MVS, each node collects duration and the number of collisions it encounters among other two consecutive successful transmission and sum up the number from the currently active node. Number two, the simulation result show that under the configuration what UDP or CBR is used as the traffic source and its number retransmission are limited to 7 in length up to 300 nodes. And the last one is then using a derived analytical model, the current network utilization is determined and calculates scheduling delays that will be create artificially delay transmission of currently pending frames to avoid these possible collisions. So that's all our presentation. Sorry if there are any wrong words. If you want to ask something about this material, you can ask in the comment column below. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.